Ever found yourself pondering the origins of the humble cement that holds our world together? Probably not, right? Understandable. Well, let's dive into the intriguing world of cement, the unsung hero of our daily lives. Cement, dear friends, is everywhere. From the towering skyscrapers that kiss the clouds to the unassuming pavement under your feet, cement is the silent guardian that holds our world together. And the humble home you return to after a long day? You guessed it, cement plays a starring role there too. But it's not just about buildings and roads. Ever admired a beautiful garden statue or perhaps the intricate detailing of a fireplace? Chances are you were admiring the artistry of cement. Quite versatile for a grey, powdery substance, wouldn't you say? So next time you casually lean against a wall, spare a thought for the cement that's keeping you from a rather embarrassing tumble. So how does this magical substance come into being? Stick around to find out. The birth of cement begins with a quest for raw materials. Now, this isn't your typical treasure hunt. No pirates, no treasure maps, but the loot is far more precious. At least to us cement enthusiasts. Our treasure, ladies and gentlemen, is the humble limestone and clay. Limestone, the star of the show, is a rock star in its own right. It makes up about 4/5 of our treasure chest. Then we have clay, the unsung hero making up the rest. Together they form the perfect duo. Like Sherlock and Watson, but for cement. Mining these materials is a story in itself. It's a careful excavation process, almost like unearthing long-lost relics. Only instead of ancient artifacts, we find limestone and clay, our raw materials, our treasure. So, we've got our hands dirty, we've mined, and we've found our treasure. What's next, you ask? Well, we're not done yet. Having gathered our treasure, it's time to put it to the fire. Now comes the dramatic part, the transformation of the raw materials into something entirely different. Remember the raw materials we talked about earlier? Well, they're about to undergo an extreme makeover in a process that's not too far off from baking a cake. Here's how it works. Imagine you're about to bake a cake, but instead of a cozy kitchen oven, you have a colossal kiln. A kiln, for those unfamiliar with the term, is essentially a giant oven that can reach temperatures hotter than the surface of the sun. Now that's a kitchen appliance that would give even the toughest celebrity chef a run for their money. So our raw ingredients, limestone, clay, gypsum, and a dash of other minerals, are measured and mixed to create the perfect cake batter. This mixture is then fed into the kiln, but here's the catch, this isn't your average bake-off. The kiln is cranked up to a whopping 1400 degrees Celsius. That's hotter than the lava spewing out of a volcano. So, if you thought your last kitchen disaster was bad, think again. As the mixture heats up, it undergoes a series of chemical reactions, transforming into a new substance known as clinker. This clinker is what gives cement its binding properties. It's the flour in our cake, the glue that holds everything together. It's quite marvelous, really, how a lump of rock can transform into something so essential. And there you have it. The fiery transformation is complete. It's like a phoenix rising from the ashes, or in this case, clinker rising from the kiln. But remember, don't try this at home. Baking cakes is one thing, but baking clinker is a whole other ball game. With our clinker baked to perfection, we're ready for the final stage. So strap in and hold on tight as we journey towards the grand finale, where our freshly baked clinker will finally become the cement that builds our world. It's time for the grand finale, the transformation of clinker into cement. Now, if you've been following our journey so far, you'll know that our clinker has been through quite a bit. It's been heated, cooled, and now it's time for its final transformation. This part of the process, my friends, is a bit like the fairy godmother's magic in Cinderella. Only instead of a pumpkin and some mice, we're dealing with clinker and gypsum. The clinker is ground down into a fine powder. And when we say fine, we mean it. It's so fine, in fact, that it's almost as fine as powdered sugar. Only I wouldn't recommend adding this to your cup of tea. Now here's where our friend gypsum enters the scene. It's added to the mix to prevent the cement from setting too quickly once it's used. It's a bit like an overprotective parent, really, always making sure things don't move too fast. And here's a fun fact for you. This is the one time when being ground down is a good thing. It's a bit of a twist, isn't it? Usually you'd associate being ground down with something negative, but in the world of cement, it's a cause for celebration. So there you have it, the grand finale of our cement making process. We've taken our humble rock, put it through a bit of a tough time, and transformed it into the backbone of our cities. And there you have it. From a humble rock to the backbone of our cities. So we've journeyed from raw materials to cement, but what happens next? Now that we've seen the transformation from humble raw materials to the fine grey powder we call cement, let's talk about its starring role in the world of construction. You see, cement might just be the most unsung hero of the construction world. It's not flashy, it doesn't get the limelight, but it's the very backbone of our buildings, bridges and roads. The cement, once mixed with water, sand and gravel or crushed stone, forms concrete. This concrete is the material of choice for construction around the world. It's the worker bee toiling away in the background, often overlooked, yet absolutely vital. It's the backbone of our cities, holding up our skyscrapers, creating the very pavement beneath our feet. It weathers storms, bears the weight of our lives, and stands the test of time. It's the silent partner in our architectural marvels, the unsung hero of the urban jungle. Cement, this seemingly unassuming grey powder, is the glue that binds the bricks, the firm foundation upon which our world is built. It's the canvas upon which architects and builders paint their visions of the future. So, next time you stroll past a towering skyscraper or drive over a sturdy bridge, take a moment to appreciate the incredible journey of the cement that holds it all together. Remember, every building has its story, and cement is always a key character in that tale. The final cement product is then packed into bags or bulk containers for distribution and use in construction projects. Next time you see a building, remember the incredible journey of the cement that holds it all together.